Welcome back, fanboys and fangirls, to another episode of the What the Fanboy podcast.
Whole body's a weapon. Karate.
Luke's body is a weapon. It's why we have to be, we have to get extra security clearance anytime we go to like a
his body is
Comic-Con or something. To check him, get him through security.
He has to go to the weapon check-in. Where they check all the Nerf guns to make sure they're Nerf guns.
They put those orange zip-tied tags on both of my hands.
Let's see if they forget your legs. It's trouble for everyone.
Indeed. Oh, well, it's only been a couple days since we had our special episode.
Feeling I was just here.
If you missed it, we did review Jurassic World Dominion.
Maybe the best movie of the year.
I mean, someone probably thinks so. It's none of us. Yeah. None of us hated it though either. So,
yeah, that's true.
We I make that joke, but like I thought it was enjoyable.
I always have to remind myself that I love Transformers 5.
Yeah, right.
What a masterpiece.
So if you haven't listened to that, you can check out the episode before this. 254 was our Jurassic World Dominion review. But yeah, we're What the Fanboy. I'm Brett. To my left is... First off, hold up. I may be Brett, but when did we change the fact that I do the intros now? This used to be Luke's job.
You started it one day.
He has gotten so lazy.
You know, I've been working a really long time on getting you to do the intro.
It worked.
And it worked.
It worked. Brett just started doing it, and it's, from there you have taken over. But yes, you are Brett.
I'm Brett.
This is accurate.
Tyler's next to me.
I am Tyler. Yes, this is accurate as well. To my left is the lovely Luke Silky, who's also a weapon.
The worst part about me doing the intro is Tyler doesn't call me beautiful, so I never start my week off with that affirmation. I need those words of affirmation to carry me through the rest of the week, and I just don't get that anymore.
Feels like you're fishing a little bit right here.
With an F or a PH?
Both.
Oh.
Yeah. He's mastered it. It's a skill.
It was a very in-depth plan, and so far it's been working fantastically.
Well, it's worth it to have you all over every week, and
I only do this.
I don't believe you. I think you'd rather be called beautiful.
Here's the deal. I need to be social, and I'm not unless you guys come over. So, thank you.
Well, thanks for having us.
We're gonna see a lot.
Are we having a moment right now?
We are.
Is this what we're doing?
We're having a moment.
Okay.
So thanks for that. I guess I'll go first. We might as well get started on our recaps.
Yeah, we gotta move. We gotta move.
Do we though? Do we have to?
Here, actually, I'll go first.
No, fine. Yes, go, Luke.
I finished Stranger Things again. Love that show. I'm done.
That's all you did?
It's been 2 days.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And I had to watch 3 episodes, so.
Fair enough. I did do one new thing. I went to the theater with my daughter, and we watched Lightyear, the new Pixar movie.
Buzz Lightyear, robots in disguise.
It underperformed. It doesn't surprise me.
What was more surprising was how Jurassic World still did really good.
Really, really good. Yeah, no, for sure. But I think it's just kind of a testament to the mediocreness of those blockbusters. Because, we're 5 weeks out of Top Gun coming out? Maybe 4? 3 or 4? And that thing's still doing strong, too.
The thing's gonna hit the B.
It's now Tom Cruise's biggest. But anyways, Lightyear. Lightyear's a fine movie. I think it's a little disappointing for a Pixar movie. That bar is set really high. Pros, it's gorgeous. Of course it is. All of Pixar's movies are gorgeous these days. The cast was really good. Voice acting was really well done. Chris Evans, thumbs up. So there's some times an actor really feels like they're just, it's just Chris Pratt doing Chris Pratt in an animated thing. And this did not necessarily feel like Chris Evans just doing Chris Evans. I thought he captured the spirit of what a toy based off a movie that's in another movie's universe would be. That's way too confusing.
That was a lot.
He captured who Buzz Lightyear is pretty well. Unfortunately, I think
you know Buzz.
I do. Look, I have him right here on the table.
Oh yeah, it is Buzz.
Unfortunately, I think there's a lot more cons to this, and most of a lot of it's just kind of mediocre. Like it's not like Giacchino did the soundtrack to this, but he's also done like 4 soundtracks this spring. So like none of them have been good, and I think that's telling. Do a little less work.
You said none of them have been good?
I don't think so.
You don't think the Batman's is good?
He did one movie that was good.
Oh, okay.
The Batman's was good, but I think his other 2 or 3 that he's done this spring spring and summer haven't been good. He just seems to be the guy that everyone goes to now, and for a while I was really excited about that, and I'm just less excited about it now. So, also the story's really convoluted for a kids movie. I was talking to Luke a little bit beforehand.
He gave me a headache.
I won't go into spoilers, but there's like some complex concepts in here dealing with space and time, and I mean it's a little bit like Interstellar. Where
if it was poorly written,
it's dealing like, oh, we flew really fast close to the speed of light and close to the sun, so time works differently for you than it does for us here on this planet. And let's just say my child had a tough time wrapping her head around that. We worked through it. I think she understands. But anyways, at the end of the day, it's a Matthew McConaughey for me. I think it's fine. It just kind of feels like a animated blockbuster, which Pixar movies I've felt in the last couple years, maybe other than the last Toy Story, we'd kind of gotten away from that. They felt a little more niche, a little smaller, a little more special, and this just doesn't feel that special to me. So, Matthew McConaughey, I don't know if I would recommend going see it. Wait for it to be on Disney Plus in 45 days or whatever it is.
Sounds good to me.
So, what about you, Tyler? What did you do this week?
Oh, celebrated my first Father's Day.
That's right. Happy Father's Day.
Let's go. I should have worn my number 1 dad hat.
So that was super cool. It's a good feeling.
Heck yeah.
Otherwise, I beat the main entry of Diablo 2. Just the first 4 acts. The 5th act is a DLC story that I'm still working on. But all in all, it's a fun game. I mean, I'd probably give it a really strong Matthew McConaughey. It's I don't know. It's got some really cool elements in the story, but it's also just kind of what you would expect a story in that kind of game to be.
Yeah.
But man, the cutscenes are really cool. And Tyrael is one of the coolest looking characters in any video game ever. You don't know what he looks like, I recommend you check him out. He looks dope.
Tyrael. Did I spell that right?
Tyrael, I think it is. A-E. You got it.
Autocorrect, right? Always saving the day.
He looks freaking sick.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's awesome looking. He's my favorite looking character in the game. But no, it's a lot of fun. Look, I know people love Diablo 2, and I'm all for people loving Diablo 2, and I think that's great. But I will say, after playing this for a while, I really just wanted to move on to Diablo 3. Because I didn't play Diablo 2 the first time around. And look, Diablo 2 is a game that kind of built what we know as the modern looter shooter.
Yeah.
This is the game that started all of that. And you can tell because it feels old.
Yeah.
It feels old. It's great concept, great execution, but 20 plus years later, it just doesn't feel as good to play to me. And I don't have the nostalgia of playing it originally, so I'm not as high on it as others. So I look forward to finishing up this Act 5 and moving into Diablo 3 as I prepare for Diablo 4 when that comes out. And then the last thing I did, I haven't beat it yet. I'm 10 missions out of 16 into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Nice.
This is one of the most fun games I've played this year. I highly recommend it if you like beat 'em ups. It's on Game Pass, the best bargain in gaming. If you don't have Game Pass, it's only a $25 game, and I think it's well worth your money. And if you're playing on Xbox and you want to play, hit me up. I'll jump in with you. My
Nice.
Leonardo is level 7.
Whoa.
Well, in story mode, arcade mode, it doesn't really matter. But
Is it like Castle Crashers?
Shredder's Revenge?
Yeah.
Have you been to the arcade downtown?
Yeah.
Have you played Turtles in Time?
No.
Oh, it's like a classic. Did you ever play Battletoads?
No. Is it like a side scrolling
Yeah.
and you move up and down and
Yep.
just okay? That's Castle Crashers. Me and Chris used to play that all the time.
No, well, yeah.
I might download it and play with
It's
you.
like a straight beat 'em up. It's so fun. And the soundtrack is fantastic.
Who do you play as?
Leo, right
Okay.
now. So I'm gonna play as everybody.
Okay.
But the 4 turtles, Splinter, April, and then if you complete the story once, you get Casey. So that's kind of dope.
Let me know when you do your second playthrough. I'll download it and just
Run around with me.
yeah, I'll run around with you.
Awesome. Who are you gonna use?
Probably Mikey.
Mikey. Okay. Yeah. Every turtle and character has their own stats too, which is
Okay.
kind of cool. And their own special abilities.
I get to hit somebody with a skateboard, right?
Yes. Pretty likely choice there.
Love it.
Yeah. So no, really fun. I can already tell you, because I know what this game is after you beat the first level. It's a booyah for me. I love these games. Every time I go to the arcade, I just play Turtles in Time. The minute I get there, I beat the whole thing, and then I play other games, and I'm like, man, these aren't as fun. But yeah, that's all I've done this week. Otherwise, I started watching The Kingsman last night. But I was really tired because I played softball.
Did you win?
Yeah, actually, we won both.
Attaboy.
I will say I actually enjoyed the first 45 minutes that I've watched. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's particularly good, but I definitely don't think it's bad.
I gave it a Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, I would say that's where it's on trend for.
It's a low Matthew McConaughey for me, but that's where it ended up for me.
I think I got 0 action scenes to the point where I'm at, so...
Dude, it's a slow... like, the beginning is surprisingly slow.
I just love, like, the weird alternate history stuff.
Yeah,
Like, I enjoy that. I think
yeah.
it's super fun. So, yeah.
Yeah, they lean into it, so...
Yeah, that's all I did. Luke, you already went.
I already went.
Dang, I forgot.
Over in the chat, JT says, I played the OG Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on NES when he was 5.
Yeah, dude, this feels...
He's a gamer.
Dude, it feels so great to come back to.
I've played
play this.
0 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle
After
games.
this, can you download it and just play it real quick?
Sure, why not?
Okay, it's not a single player game, so you can play it.
Oh, wow.
Got him. That's how we got to reel him in.
Knife to the heart,
Here
Tyler.
all week.
Dang, that hurt. Okay. Well, we've got a lot of news and gaming things to talk about, but before we get into the game news, were there any movie or TV show trailers that came out this week?
I have 3 written down,
Wow, hit me with them.
and they all came out a long time ago. Honestly,
Well, we haven't
talked about the
we haven't
Black
talked
Adam
about
trailer.
trailers in a while. Oh, that's right. We have we not?
No,
I thought we did.
I don't think we have. I have.
It's meh for me.
It looks like every other superhero movie I've seen.
Sideways thumb.
I'm just really excited for Dr. Fate.
Yes, dude.
Basically the supporting cast for that is what I'm excited for.
Sure.
We'll see. The hierarchy of power is definitely about to change in the DC universe forever. That's completely obvious.
It's not just a marketing tagline.
Yeah, I'll
No.
give it a sideways.
Sideways.
Yeah, I'm pretty indifferent on it. I mean, I think you summed it up. It's exactly what you'd expect it to be.
Yeah. The other one was Prey. Had a full trailer.
We talked about Prey.
We talked about the teaser.
Big thumbs up. This looks awesome.
This movie looks fantastic. And the other thing that got talked about with it is it's being released in English, but also a Comanche dub.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that. That movie looks like a lot of fun. And Predator is a super underrated franchise in my opinions. I
like opinions better.
In my opinions. I do have multiple opinions about multiple things.
You don't get to have opinions, you get to have facts.
No,
truth.
I'd rather have opinions, because opinions are immunity from being told you're wrong. Relay K.
Have you met the internet?
Yeah, it's literally like the same philosophy. People just spraying stuff out and going, not my opinion, not wrong.
Did you know?
Yes.
But also no one takes that seriously.
If you talk bad
Good,
about
they shouldn't.
West Virginia's football team, they will hunt you down.
Dude, West Virginia's football team is dog water.
Yeah. Good luck, dude.
Come and get me!
Good luck. They are just relentless, man.
And I blame it on their bad jerseys, their bad colors on their jerseys, and their bad performance on the football field.
Okay.
Football. The third trailer I have is Blackbird. Did you see this trailer?
Yes,
it's
dude.
I didn't see this one.
You sent it, I think. The Taron Egerton show on Apple.
Oh,
where he's.
I totally forgot about
it's
that.
a movie.
It's
a movie. It's a movie. Oh,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, this does look.
That's
great.
okay. I did it with Prey.
It was on Apple, so I assumed it was a show.
Yeah.
No, it's a film.
Yeah, he's goes to prison, and his dad is a cop, and the FBI or the police recruit him to be cellmates with a really bad guy and get him to confess some stuff, and it looks super good.
Starring
Taron Egerton.
Well, and the guy from the Thing.
the guy who's in the Thing.
The guy from the Thing.
J.K. Simmons.
No.
Is it him? We couldn't remember him.
We couldn't remember.
A while back.
Earlier.
Is it Ray Liotta?
No, Paul Walter Hauser.
Oh yeah. Stingray.
Yes. Oh, Stingray. He doesn't know what that means.
I don't know.
You haven't watched Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah, Paul Walter Hauser's in that.
That's
by
awesome.
The way. Fun fact.
Call me Stingray.
Yeah, he's a character named Stingray.
Okay.
And he's like way older than all the kids, but he still hangs around him. It's pretty great.
That is
that
such an amazing
Is that
show.
setting up this Blackbird movie?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I wish.
It sounds like he's murdered some guys in the Blackbird movie. Wait, what is it called? Bird Box? Nope, that's not right.
Jeez.
Blackbird.
Blackbird. Yeah, I got it right the first time.
Lord.
I don't know anything.
This guy.
I mean, he did watch it like 2.5 weeks ago.
It's true. It's his fault.
I haven't watched this since, so. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. No. That one thumbs up as well for me.
Yeah.
That
Huge
one looks,
thumbs up.
That one looks great.
Taron Egerton fanboy over here, so I'm in.
For sure.
What else you got?
Tyler, did you have any trailers?
No.
Okay.
I don't think
I didn't have any. It's I've kind of felt like it's been a slow time for trailers.
Hey, is it that one?
Yeah.
All right.
it's that one.
I'm downloading it now.
That a baby.
Luke is downloading the T.
Get in here.
NT. It took me a while to think about that. Okay.
It's like
Other
1.8 gigs.
movie news. We can jump into
1.8
some proper
gigs.
news before we hit Game Fest stuff.
Dude, we're on a tear right now. Let's go. I'm ready to get the game.
Guys, are you hyped for Todd Phillips' next movie?
No, I'm not, and I hope it never happens. I'm not even joking about this movie.
You're not joking
No,
about the Joker movie?
Screw this movie.
Hey,
it sounds so stupid.
Luke,
to me.
I wanna make a bet with you.
What is it?
This movie gets made and The Flash never comes out.
I'm not taking that bet.
The Flash is done and it's not gonna come out.
Why would I take that bet? That's like, I'll make you a bet
I'll
that,
put my socks on tomorrow.
that the sun will rise in the morning.
Okay.
Oh, you're on.
So Joker 2, the script is done. Apparently, it's
A musical?
it may be a musical. I guess Lady Gaga's being courted for a role.
For Harley Quinn.
It's a Harley Quinn role for sure. For sure.
No, they've said it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
So,
they said it.
I did not think the Joker was that good. I liked Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best part and really the only great thing about the movie. The rest, I was not really on board for. So that's where I'm coming from too.
Sure. For sure. It's the least comic book movie that we've had in a while. That's a comic book movie still, right? Like,
I feel like it wants to be, but then it keeps going, I created Batman. It's like, oh.
Yeah, no, it still definitely has those little jabs in there.
So I really like the Joker movie, and I don't want this sequel to happen. That's where I land on all of this. I just don't think it's necessary.
I like the Joker movie, and I think I'm with Tyler. I think that it stands alone as a fine film, and it does not need to go anywhere weird. But it made a lot of money, so they're gonna make a sequel. And I guess,
and we're gonna go see it if it comes out.
My concession, I guess, not concession, but like, if they make a sequel, like I guess I'm okay. Like, I'd rather them go weird with it than play safe. Musical's weird. I'd rather them do that than just make a cardboard cutout of the Joker and copy paste, print more money. That's just,
yeah.
I'd rather them take a swing than bunt.
I guess I was hoping if
Bunting's
anything,
good in certain situations.
Touché.
I guess
Marvel.
I was hoping
Yeah,
if they
true.
did anything, it would be a totally new
Like story,
like universe, like how people are like, oh, I'd take a Scarecrow origin type thing,
like
or
a
a Mr.
villain.
Free, yeah, like a new villain.
Yeah.
I think that would be actually really cool.
Wasn't-
Kind of an anthology of Batman villains, and
Wasn't-
none of them are. It's not tied into a greater thing. It's just
Like,
Just
what if,
there, yeah.
like, I
Here's
feel
a
like the
story.
one most people throw out is it's this crazy psychiatrist driving people crazy in his loony bin house, being Dr. Crane. And I feel like that
Lex
wouldn't be
was
the
a
same
popular
thing.
one too. I think
Yeah.
Todd Phillips had talked about doing a Lex Luthor movie
Oh yeah.
at one point. And
Would he
then-
just copy Wall Street?
No, because like he had tried to pitch that idea. He's like, I want to do like a series of these character study villain movies, and he wanted to do Lex Luthor, and Mr. Freeze was another one, and then instead
First
they
one
were
was
like
too
Joker 2.
Joker was too successful.
Yeah.
They needed to make $300,000 less.
Yeah, didn't it make $1 billion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm over here too with Joker fatigue. So I mean, whatever.
No, that's fair.
You do you, Todd. You do you.
We then also kind of mentioned the Flash movie. the saga continues.
This is never coming out.
I think you're underestimating a studio's greed to try and make money.
I think it should just get scrapped, put Batgirl in its slot, and call it good. Give Batgirl its theatrical release. Fun.
I agree, and not because of, so Luke, I agree with you to a certain extent. Money is the bottom line for them, but I think at this point, investing more money in this is not going to save it. I mean, most movies are a loss in the money books, anyways. This is going to be a major loss.
But
Most of the smaller films rely on these tentpole blockbusters to even have a chance.
Yeah.
But they have 2 lower budget films that they've made. Just about done. I know one of them's wrapped, one of them's just about done. Put those in theaters. Those will hopefully make up for the, put some money behind the marketing. Maybe those can make up for the hole that The Flash leaves you in.
Yeah. Yeah.
More specifically, the hole that Ezra Miller is.
Oh yeah, we haven't. I guess if you haven't stayed up to date, Ezra Miller is hiding from the law now.
Yeah.
The law was
As
Gunsmoke.
There have been multiple people filing restraining orders against him because of grooming behavior.
Them.
Them. Yes.
Non-binary.
Yes. They them. Ezra Miller. Ezra. We'll just say Ezra. And
That's what I do. Say Ezra.
Grooming and kidnapping.
Grooming and inappropriate behavior. And that's why I think this movie is just gonna get scrapped.
You know, we were talking earlier about this, and I think I've settled on the idea that I kind of rambled off at the last second.
Okay.
Where if anything happens for it coming out, they remake it as just not a Flash movie. Like, if anything, like this one's done, but like we have Supergirl who's going to be in this and Batman who's going to be in this, and we figure out how to make a movie with
that story,
those elements of the story.
Oh,
it's just a new movie.
New movie.
It's just a new movie. If anything,
I can't wait until they reveal that they have a gender swapped Reverse Flash in this movie that we never get to see.
I think Ezra was going to be Reverse Flash.
Probably.
He was playing because he's in the trailer twice, so that's why it's almost impossible to reshoot. He had so much screen time in the movie.
Oh yeah, it's not a simple. We're gonna shoot you on a green screen, and they can't. Not Dawn of the Dead.
All the Money in the World.
Well, that or
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
Oh yeah, with the pilot.
The pilot.
Tignataro?
Yeah, it'd be like swapping out Batista in that movie. It's too much work.
Wouldn't have made that movie any better or worse.
JT says, we live in a society where the Flash is on the run from justice.
On the run. Oh my gosh.
That's pretty good.
Here's the thing though. Nobody for 4 years, thought anything related to the Snyder Cut would come out. I know it is smaller. I know it's a smaller thing. It was done. But you never know. You never know.
It's different. It's if Zack Snyder had been accused of
grooming humans. Well, I'm not gonna say this.
Like if something had come out about abuse on set from him, it wouldn't have gotten made. There's a reason that Joss Whedon hasn't directed another film, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying. You
There's
never know.
There's difference. Yeah.
I'm not saying.
Fair.
I'm not saying this version, the version with Ezra comes out, that a new one will be made.
Right.
I don't think the Ezra one ever reaches any type of screen.
It doesn't come out as it is right now ever. Maybe they somehow reuse those elements into a new thing, but
an 8-part HBO Max.
No.
Series.
No.
Tyler, you chuckled just a minute ago.
Well,
Curious what's on your mind.
JT's comment here about the Joker sequel.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, it's literally going to be Sweeney Todd. And that did not occur to me. But it's actually kind of probably true.
Yeah.
That's...
That could work.
Oh, boy. I mean...
I do like Sweeney Todd.
I do too.
It would be... No, he didn't like it.
No, I do like it.
Oh, you do like it?
Yeah.
I do like Sweeney Todd.
I thought you said you didn't like it. Yeah.
It doesn't make me want it more, though.
Sure.
It's a good idea of how it could work, though.
Yeah. We got news this week or last week. I can't keep track of time. That we're getting there's another Game of Thrones show in development.
Oh, that's right.
Forgot about that.
This is show number 5, maybe?
What?
Spin-off series number 5 that's in development.
Oh.
Not necessarily greenlit or for sure going into production, but that they're just working on. They're developing to see if it'll go anywhere. And this one is a Jon Snow sequel.
Don't need it.
With Kit Harington coming back, of course.
Kit must be out of money.
My queen.
What is he? Has he done? He's done a few small things.
He was in Eternals.
Oh, that's right.
He's on Marvel contract now.
He'll be in the Blade movie whenever that happens in 7 years.
Yeah, I don't need this.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't want
good.
this. In the words of our friend Lepke,
How do you spell that?
Don't know.
What other news we get this week, guys?
Just a quick thing. Harley Quinn season 3, the animated show, should be coming in late summer.
Wow. I can't wait.
That show is amazing.
That's quick.
I'm currently not. Don't currently have HBO Max at the moment. I dropped it for a while, but I will get it for a month just for that.
So we didn't quote unquote drop it. We canceled our Cox.
Oh, you had it
thing, and it was through that, and we've just not re-upped it.
Waiting for it to stack up. Waiting for all the shows to stack up.
Okay. For me and my binge watching and how good I am at that.
Just sit down with the baby and
watch Harley Quinn. Yeah.
Harley Quinn.
We're watching Game of Thrones,
House
child.
Of the Dragon, all of them.
See, there's this show. It's called The Boys.
Pay attention.
Super appropriate.
Pay attention to all the violence.
Yeah. We were talking about The Flash and that movie never coming out. Also came out that Ezra Miller is quote unquote unlikely to keep Flash role after all of this.
Oh. He's
unlikely
to keep any role after this.
I think this is it for Ezra. And then Grant Morrison has come out to say that this isn't the Ezra Miller that he knows. And
because he worked with him for 1 week.
He was talking about he became super cut off from everybody.
Yeah. Like he kind of, or Ezra just kind of vanished. Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, that was also to tack on.
At the end of the day, we live in a society. We live in a country where you are innocent until proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously those contracts are probably not
voidable yet.
Torn up at this point. That said, at a certain point, kind of like with Bryan Singer or Kevin Spacey, like it's like if you're avoiding things, if you're hiding from the law,
actively hiding,
there's reasonable suspicion there.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
So I think it is probably unlikely that he's in any more WB pictures for a long time. Obviously there are comebacks, or there's smaller studios that are willing to say, well, you've done the time or whatever, and we'll hire you just so we get the press. But that's we're a long ways off.
Now I have some gaming stories that aren't related to Game Fest to hit through. Do you have any?
I have some more movie and show stuff. 2 Marvel things were announced. One is a Thunderbolts movie, was finally confirmed.
Worst kept secret ever.
It's going to be directed by Jake Schreier and written by Eric Pearson. Eric Pearson has written a couple things for Marvel.
He wrote, of them, Ragnarok.
Yeah, and he wrote Ragnarok and Black Widow, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess wherever you sit on those, it's up for a lot of debate how good it could be. The other thing is a Wonder Man series at Disney Plus, which right now I'm just sitting at don't really care about Marvel Disney Plus. I'm so overexposed to Marvel at this point. I haven't even watched any of Miss Marvel yet, even though I hear it's good. I'm just really tired.
I still haven't finished Moon Knight. I'm 4 episodes in, literally 2 episodes left.
Don't feel like you need to.
Yeah, being that it's on Disney Plus, I've just not been impressed with most anything they've done on there. So
it's interesting. I feel like Disney Plus is struggling in a way to find those big hits that Netflix found at Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like Disney Plus has that yet, and obviously they benefit from having
a 50 years
catalog, of catalog, right? So they've kind of been able to scooch on by. Plus, they're already the biggest player in the room. They have all the money in the world. So
you know what else they have?
What?
Bluey.
They do have, yes.
Bluey is their secret weapon.
Bluey is, first off though, remember Bluey is from Australia.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's still on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus. I don't credit Disney with like making that though.
No, but they have it on there. Nobody else in the U.S. has its streaming rights.
It's a good point.
I mean, you say Netflix has its Stranger Things. Stranger Things is an original thing, and only thing Disney seems to do is just milk IP.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we need more Star Wars and Marvel shows because that's the only thing people care about.
Yeah.
It's like
I
might need to
Disney,
plunge some funds into original content.
Yeah, because what do we got now? A Baymax show coming?
I think the challenge
Spin-off.
Disney has, part of the problem with being so big, is they're probably super concerned about cross-competing with their own content. They don't want to release another sci-fi thing because all of a sudden now they're competing with Star Wars. And it shouldn't be that way, but I think that's their mentality.
Their mentality sucks.
I don't disagree.
They need a new mind in there to stop saying yes.
JT did mention my favorite Marvel show in the chat, and that is Loki. I do think Loki did a good job at balancing what a Marvel TV show could be and set up and pay off and promise for the future and still be a relatively self-contained story.
I agree.
I don't think we've seen that level of storytelling in any of the Marvel stuff since then. Gosh, that was like a year ago.
Yeah. Couple more quick things.
Yep.
The Boys season 4 was
Foregone
announced.
conclusion.
Yeah, that show is so good, man. Squid Game season 2 was officially confirmed to be coming to Netflix.
I should probably watch that.
Yeah, you should. That show is awesome. And also Netflix
crazy.
is doing Squid Game in real life, a competition show.
Didn't
Except
it pay
without-
out like $400,000 or something?
Less
Yeah.
death, right? No.
456
It's the
million?
biggest, I don't know, whatever it is, it's the biggest.
Yeah, but it's like 456 players like the show.
Yeah.
Um,
so it'd be 456 million. It's $1 million per player. It's the biggest.
This is where
reality
Netflix money's
show.
going, baby.
God.
Hey, that could buy you 2 Knives Out movies.
Those movies have that big a budget?
That's just how much
No,
it
no.
costs them for it to get.
That's how much
Oh.
they paid for the for them.
Woo!
You're crushing it, Netflix. I do
Look.
think it's a good idea. I think it's clever, but like, and I expect it to
now
become.
is a
But
bad time.
yeah, like
Read the room.
you keep
Netflix.
talking about how you're not gonna don't want to do these giant expensive blockbusters anymore. Oh, but here's 500 mil for this game show.
Oh my gosh.
Unless
Netflix
maybe
is a
maybe
disaster.
they have a
How much are they paying somebody to host that?
person that donated all the money. You know,
Yeah.
creepy dudes in animal masks doing weird stuff. You should watch that show. It's
I
really
should.
good.
Should.
You should. Agreed.
Is that all you got?
I have one more thing. It's a sad story though.
Yep.
Tim Sale passed away. If you don't know who this is, he was a comic artist and he did the art for one of my favorite comics, which was The Long Halloween. His version of those characters, I think, are my favorite. It's super distinct the way he drew. It was like super shadowed and almost like a
He painted.
yeah.
Yeah.
It looked so good.
He also did Daredevil Yellow.
I still have that and still haven't read it.
Yeah.
I'll get
It's
to
the
it
same
eventually.
team as the Long Halloween, man.
Yep. But yeah, that was sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unfortunate. He had been dealing with some health stuff, hadn't
Mhm.
he? Yeah. Man.
Sad day.
Might have to read Long Halloween again.
Did you read Dark Victory yet?
I'm like halfway through it. Just kind of, reading it every now and again. I'll pick it up. Read it
Great
this
Robin
year.
origin story.
Yeah.
It's great.
I'm enjoying it.
All right, Tyler.
I have a few non-Game Fest related game stories.
Okay.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Switch exclusive RPG. They're having a direct on June 22nd. So if you're listening to this right now, obviously, live, that's Wednesday. If you're listening to this post-Wednesday, you missed it. Go watch it on YouTube. Big RPG for Nintendo. They really try to push that game pretty hard, and it's got a pretty dedicated fan base. And then this is my personal favorite news story of the week. Call of Duty has resorted to taking the guns away from people who get caught cheating.
I kind of love this.
So yeah, dude, this is awesome. So they'll let you like spawn into the game, but if your IP address is like logged as in their cheating book,
yeah,
there's no guns on the map. Like in Warzone. So you'll just like land and you have no weapons.
I love it.
And I was like, dude, that is phenomenal. So they're just like running around like, dude, why can't I find guns?
Get wrecked, cheaters.
They think their game's broken and I'm like, nope, you just cheated and got caught.
I hope they have terrible internet and they uninstall and reinstall it.
Yeah.
And it takes forever because the game is 250 billion gigabytes.
I think this
Sorry,
is great.
I'm trying to think of a bad joke about how the U.S. government needs to somehow work with Activision to make this a reality. And if you're gonna do bad things with guns, can we just have them despawn out of your house?
Okay, moving on.
Yes, let's talk gun control.
Yeah, let's not.
Maybe that will be next week in The Boys.
Oh, well.
The last thing I have came post Summer Game Fest. This was a really kind of dumb announcement to me, but Fallout 5 was confirmed to be following Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh, yeah.
To me, I don't understand why this was said. I think it was kind of assumed by most fans that this would be the case.
I know why it was said. Because people won't shut up about it.
And Todd Howard just wants them to leave him alone.
Yeah.
Next week they'll be announcing Elder Scrolls 7.
Well,
like
Starfield 2.
You're right.
Elder
And
Scrolls
then
7.
Elder Scrolls 7.
Yeah.
I like
and then Fallout 6.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about
Let's
it
get
later,
that
I guess.
roadmap.
But I low-key feel bad for Bethesda a little bit because nobody cares about Starfield. People just want Elder Scrolls and Fallout.
Yeah.
They're just like, I feel like some people aren't even giving it a chance.
People will care about Starfield, I think, once they play it.
Yeah.
Like, once it comes out, it'll be like, oh.
So when do you think this is coming
speculation.
out? Starfield has taken 7 years.
Okay, Starfield comes out in 2023. Elder Scrolls 6 will come out in 2026.
They said it's in pre-production.
2030.
You say 2030 for Fallout 5?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you say? I think it's 2036.
Oh, gosh. I'll split the difference. 2032.
Okay. I think Elder Scrolls 6 is like 2028. I think it's so far away, man.
I think that
that grandma who wants that game may not make it.
I think
she's got
Starfield specifically, and now Bethesda has a track record of trying to stretch the technology no matter what. But I'm hoping and guessing that they'll understand how to build games for the series and the PS5, the Series X and S and the PS5 a little better by the time we're ready for actual Fallout 5. Right? That was the number? I've forgotten already.
Yeah, it's 5.
I talked too long. My apologies.
Fallout 2027, JT, you are high right now. There's no way. No way. But yeah, I just thought it was weird.
I could see, however, now with them being under Xbox, I could see Xbox, Microsoft throwing a little more money and a little more development support at them to help get things out faster.
Oh, that's weird. JT said the same thing almost the exact same time.
JT and I, same wavelength right here.
Here's why I think Fallout 5 is so far away outside of just development time. I think you're going to get another Fallout New Vegas from Obsidian.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Are they doing Outer Worlds 2 right now?
They are. But Obsidian's doing like 6 games right now. There's so many teams. They have Avowed. They have Pentiment. They have Outer Worlds 2. They have Grounded that's hitting full release. Like, they have so many things. They have so many teams.
Yeah.
Obsidian's huge, apparently.
I think Elder Scrolls will come out in 2026 because that will be the 15th anniversary of Skyrim.
And it'll come with Skyrim as like if you buy the special edition.
Skyrim 10th anniversary, 15th anniversary version.
It's gonna have Skyrim.
This time they've added boats.
Dude, I'm in!
They're gonna have a portal somewhere on the map that actually allows you to play Skyrim within Elder Scrolls 6.
When you hit the portal,
you're just awake.
Or in Starfield, they're gonna have a mini game where you can play Skyrim.
There you go.
Dude, for real though, in Starfield there should be like a little space on the side where it's that grandma who's just over there playing Skyrim.
You know what's kind of crazy with technology the way it is these days? You could legit have something like that where that part of the Skyrim part of the game is just like a cloud stream. So you don't have to download all of Skyrim onto your, like, it could just be it'd be a little janky for certain players.
You should just have a Skyrim planet. Like, you just land on this planet and you're like...
and it's Skyrim.
All of a sudden your assault rifle is Ysgrimor. Just like, what?
Okay, that's all I got. But now we can jump into Summer Game Fest.
All right, Summer Game Fest. Take it away, boys. You guys have the things written down.
One of my favorite
some of them
weeks of the summer here lately. We're not going to go through every single game.
There's a lot.
I have a lot of games written down that I want to touch on, but I definitely will not be going through every single game. So to kick it off was the Sony showcase. That was kind of the start of Summer Game Fest. From that, the things that stood out to me, I thought Resident Evil 4 looked pretty cool. Looking forward to that, especially considering I liked Village so much. Even they're different games, but Resident Evil has lately been sliding up the radar for me. I can't remember if there was a ton else from that Sony thing. There wasn't too much, but they did announce a lot more later in Summer Game Fest. But it was like a direct. What was it called? State of Play. That's what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
It was really pretty solid. They showed Street Fighter 6. I'm not a Street Fighter guy. They showed the Callisto Protocol.
Hyped for that.
Yeah, that looks really good. That one's on my list of games that I can't wait for. Which we actually ended up getting some more gameplay for later in Summer Game Fest. Was there any worries going into Callisto Protocol's reveal? I think I knew what it was going to be.
Yeah.
And it just really kind of proved and enforced my thoughts on that game. I remember we were here watching the Game Awards when that was announced.
Yeah.
And we were just like, yep, I'm in at that moment. And this just further solidified that.
Absolutely. It looks, awesome.
I think it looks okay.
Do you like that? I can't remember. Do you like Dead Space? Were you a Dead Space fan? Or
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
When I played it, it was old.
Oh, so you didn't play it like when it came out.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The thing, though, for me is Dead Space, like, the gun, like, the objective of shooting, like, the limbs off was part of the game, whereas this one just kind of seems like
blast.
Just shoot them.
So anyways, I started blasting. Yeah, it's definitely that kind of game. I think they learned from that.
Looks gory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is something they are really focusing on. But yeah, that was kind of what kicked off, and then just to kind of dive into the thing holistically, right? Like, let's talk about everything that was announced. Starting with one of my favorite things they showed, but didn't get a lot. I thought was Fort Solace.
Yeah, that was a fun little trailer.
Yeah, it was a really short teaser. It's described as a tight thriller by the developers and cast of the game. And the cast is kind of what's going to drive this. This is a small studio. They're new. This is their first game. It's made in Unreal Engine 5. And they got Troy Baker, Roger Clark, and if you don't know who everybody knows who Troy Baker is, but Roger Clark was Arthur Morgan in Red Dead 2.
Arthur Morgan!
Right, and they got Julia Brown? Julie Brown?
Yes.
I think it's Julia.
I think it's Julia. I mean, Julie is a nickname for Julia.
Julia Brown.
It's my mom's name.
Loaded cast, all mo-capped, stunt coordinators, the whole nine. This game, to me, looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And evidently there's a lot of action in it, which I thought was surprising because the trailer didn't really give me that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Fort Solace. Was there anything about it to you, Luke, that stood out?
The mood and the red lighting just gave me Control vibes.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of just put me on board.
Just kind of the feeling of being locked in this place.
Yeah.
You don't really know.
Probably a weird place.
Yeah.
And then all the red lights, yeah.
Yeah. They did say there's multiple locations and traversal. So I don't know what all that entails, but traversal is a big part of Control as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny that they say that. Speaking of red lights, that will great segue moment here. We got our first look at campaign gameplay for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I'm personally excited for this game just because I like 2019's Call of Duty so much. And there is some pretty cool stuff in they show basically part of a mission. Looks like wet work from Call of Duty 4. But man, the way the red light kind of bounced off the gun in that when they're walking through that little closet looking room, I was like, man, this is where games are going. Like, I think that was my biggest takeaway. I tweeted this out through Summer Game Fest. Like, not a lot of the game announcements were amazing or anything like that, but I think what you see is like technology and graphics have reached a point where like this is the best games have ever looked.
Yeah.
And that Call of Duty trailer like just confirmed it again for me. I was like, man, that looks phenomenal.
I wish the Call of Duty people would showcase their game how people play it though.
Just pure chaos.
Yeah. Like I know it's like a stealth mission, but like the dude is moving so slow.
Yeah.
And he's going like and it's like maybe you could do a play like that if you're goofing around. But man, when like people like us are just running through there and just like knifing and just it's like
yeah, I played Ghost Recon like they played that mission. Like, I'm just like
I felt like the video they played could have been like 2 or 3 minutes shorter.
Yeah, because it was 7
like,
minutes long. It
hit the sprint button for crying out loud.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, but I actually thought it looked pretty good.
It's a really like visually good looking game, and it's nice to have that original cast of characters back.
I won't play it though.
I'll be the hater. It's okay.
You didn't like it?
Oh, I thought it was fine. It's doing the thing that all of franchise are doing.
Bringing back old characters.
Bringing back legacy characters.
They already brought
a way to make money.
They brought him back in 2019.
They already brought him back. Now they're just back again.
Doing it again.
Guess who's back?
And they'll be back for
back again.
Number 3.
What if they kill them all off in this one? And all the people playing are like, oh my gosh, that took a turn. Nah, Ghost is going to die in the exact same way.
Too soon.
Dude, that moment was traumatizing in Modern Warfare 2. I still remember that. That might be like one of the most...
Like the end of it?
No, when Shepard shows up to pick you up and he's like, do you have the code or whatever?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, and he just shoots Ghost in the face. You're just like, no!
Yeah, that's the very end of it. That's how the game ends.
In the first one?
The second one.
In Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah.
No.
Or is that that's the end of the first one then?
No, because then you go and kill Shepard. You throw a knife in his face.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a campaign. Hopefully they can find a campaign that'll make me finish it again. Any Hoosers, speaking of campaigns, we got our first gameplay look at Redfall and a little more details about kind of how that campaign will work. I after playing Deathloop, Redfall is really high on my list. I thought this game showed extremely well. Turns out it's a lot more single player than we thought. I thought this was like a Left 4 Dead style game or Back 4 Blood, but it's really not. It's kind of more almost Borderlands-y.
Mm.
Drop in, drop out. You can play the whole thing single player and play through the campaign. For an Arcane and Bethesda game, I thought it looked really good.
Yeah.
Which, is not typically their strong suit. And they did reveal in their like kind of multiplayer stuff that only the host's game makes progress on the campaign, which that's going to be something a lot of people don't like.
Frustrating.
So it's almost probably beneficial to play through it solo.
Yeah.
And then jump on with your friends and do all the fun stuff. But you can still level up your characters and things like that.
Yeah, as long as progression keeps going, then at least you don't feel like that time was wasted.
Yeah.
As if just playing a fun video game with your friends is wasted time.
But yeah, I mean, did you guys think Redfall looks good?
This is
you're an Arcane guy.
I love Arcane, and I cannot wait for Deathloop to come to Xbox.
I was really surprised that wasn't an announcement this summer.
I don't know what they may be saving it for some other thing. But no, Redfall has been one that I've had my eye on for a while as soon as they announced it. So I thought was a really good showing, and this will be a day one purchase for me.
It'll be a day one Game Pass one for me, but
day one download.
Day one download. That's right.
Yeah, this looks great. I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, I the powers for each character and like the individuality of each of them looks really fun too.
Yep.
They had some shots in there of like the progression system, and it looks just stacked with things to do.
Yep.
Also, shout out to whoever put the music in that trailer. Using Start a Riot from
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse is a great choice. The other there's so many big announcements too. So there was a Final Fantasy VII anniversary stream. It was like 8 minutes long. They revealed, which nobody expected this in this little celebration, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, titled Rebirth, is coming next winter. I thought this was still several years out. Being that it's a year and a half away is pretty surprising. It means I need to jump on 7 and start playing. Those games are super long. But I thought this trailer was cool. There's a lot of really funny jokes that have come out of it.
Yeah.
But tell you, they do a really good job. Square does a really good job of stretching the graphics engines they use. I won't forget, JT. They do a really good job of stretching the graphics engine because Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of the prettiest games I think I've ever seen. But I know you guys aren't Final Fantasy VII fans. They didn't announce coming to Xbox, which I thought was surprising too. Because they originally said that it would be. Still no news on that, so kind of surprised. Then I want to hit on a few little games before we finish it up with the bigger games that I have on here. Cocoon. Did you guys see this one?
I don't remember this one.
Cocoon is made by the people who made Inside and Limbo. It's a nice, fun little puzzler. It's really interesting because it's super colorful, which is not,
that's not
really their thing.
What they're known for.
Inside and Limbo are so depressing.
Yes, they are. And this one's colorful and kind of, it looks cool. I mean, I'll probably check it out because it's going to be on Game Pass, much like Inside and Limbo are.
Yeah.
But that one was cool. The guy who made who made Limbo started his own studio and had a game at Summer Game Fest called The Last Case of Benedict Fox. I thought this looked awesome. I will absolutely be checking this one out. Very similar to Limbo, but there's a little more kind of a combat mechanic to it. So that'll be fun. And then this one's not a small game, but it's going to be one that gets glossed over, I think, a lot. But I thought Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, looked really cool. Because there's not a lot of games like that anymore.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of like Jak and Daxter, but a little more grown up, a little more mature. So I will.
That one was
keeping an eye on that.
Not on my radar until someone I know mentioned that he was working on it.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh. So then, I went and watched the trailer. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it looked I didn't completely not knowing that.
Yeah.
They showed the trailer and I was like, oh, this looks cool. I'm kind of into this because it's like a weird kind of blend of this. I don't really know how to explain it, like Victorian.
It's
type
like
stuff.
yeah.
I don't know. It just looks like a lot of fun. So I'll definitely check that one out. And then Silksong, as JT pointed out in the chat, if you're not aware of what Silksong is, it's a Hollow Knight game. It's kind of the follow up to Hollow Knight. Follows a different character. Looks visually awesome. This game was announced a billion years ago, but it sounds like it's finally coming because everything in the Xbox showcase, there was a kind of a disclaimer that everything shown in that showcase would be coming out in the next 12 months. That was part of it. It'll be on Game Pass. I still have not beaten Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
So I won't be jumping into Silksong right away, but I do think it looks really cool. If you've not played Hollow Knight, it's on Game Pass, and it's a completely hand-drawn game, and it looks gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
It's one of the prettiest games I think I've ever played, especially for a game with no color.
I was introduced to that game by like a YouTube like deep dive into
how it was made.
Just like the story of it and some of those like themes and stuff that run through it, and like it's so neat. It's so well thought out and written, and I've not beaten it either, but yeah, I did download it and start playing. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really fun game. The combat's fun.
So it's nice to see that it's getting a
follow-up, yeah.
A follow-up.
And finally getting word that it's coming out. Luke, I see you have some Sony stuff over there. Because we've not really hit on too much Sony stuff. What do you got?
Well,
I'm also tired of talking, so.
I guess, I'll talk about The Last of Us. But some other things that I thought looked cool. There's another kind of just quick trailer, and it was routine. There's another trapped in a space station looking game, but it was robots. Thought it looked cool.
It's the year of space station and horror, it seems.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I think my favorite trailer out of the entire weekend was Goat Simulator 3.
Yeah. Yeah, that trailer was awesome.
Making fun of Dead Island 2.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
There was a Gotham Knights Nightwing showcase. I'm excited for that game.
I'm actually pretty excited about it too.
Yeah.
I know that it looks like it is going to play kind of clunky, but I think the story to me is what intrigues me about it. Because I didn't play Arkham Origins. I know you did. And everybody I've ever talked to who played it said, yeah, the gameplay was just fine. It was okay. But man, the story was incredible.
Yep.
And it's the same team. So they clearly have a good grasp on what they want to do from a story standpoint.
If it's as good as Arkham Origins, great. That's awesome. I'll gladly accept that level of quality.
Yeah.
And then The Last of Us, the greatest game ever, IMO, is being remade.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this got leaked like 2 minutes before the show, and they kind of had some fun with it too. When Druckmann went out on stage and he was like, well, we couldn't really keep this a secret. It's kind of unfortunate, but oh well.
It had been heavily rumored for a while, so I'm surprised it took that long for it to leak officially.
But it wasn't the only thing they had to announce too. It was definitely the biggest thing they had to announce, and I'm super excited for it. The graphic upgrade looks nuts.
Phenomenal.
It looks so good. And I'm gonna buy that one day one.
I think we forget that game was made for the PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it had a remaster for the
PS4.
PS4. So. And I think about the PS4 version more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And that's the only version I've played.
Yeah.
And if I can get Last of Us with Last of Us 2 gameplay mechanics and how it feels and graphics, then I'm on board.
Yeah, this intrigues me because I have not beat The Last of Us. But
you punk.
I do think I might pick this up. But they had another announcement that I'm way more intrigued by.
A couple things too. 2 smaller ones, and then the other thing is they were doing a multiplayer thing for Last of Us 2, and they said this is too big. So we're just going to make it a whole entire new game. And I just don't even know what it could be.
I'm excited for this. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, I'm super intrigued.
People love factions from the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, love it. So evidently they have something in their core gameplay that works for people.
Yep. And they said it's like one of their biggest games ever, too. It's like, how big is it? Like,
How big can you
what
go?
did you do? And then two other quick things was Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker, who play Ellie and Joel in the Last of Us games. They have parts in the show.
This is super cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And one of the things was, no, we just don't want them to be in the background. We want them to have actual roles.
Yeah, they're
that's
characters.
neat.
And that's really cool. Pumped for that show. They just finished filming it. Oh, please don't suck. I'll always have the game, though. That's okay. And then the last thing, and I don't feel like many people are talking about this, but this made my ears stand up. Jeff Keighley asked, hey, are you still directing any video games? To Neil Druckmann, who directed Last of Us 2, and Uncharted 4, I think. And he said, it's too early to talk about it, but yes, I am directing another game.
Oh.
So here we go, baby. Here in the next 6 years, we'll get another one.
Might be even longer now with their crackdown on crunch.
Yeah.
Because they got hit pretty hard and all of that. So
Yeah.
it might be a while.
Yeah.
You might be waiting for Fallout 5 time.
No.
No, it'll be like 2026, 7.
I actually think it is Uncharted 5.
Really?
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Okay. That'd be cool.
I would love Uncharted 5, but I think I would want a new IP. But I think it's Uncharted 5 as well.
I want Naughty Dog to do something like sci-fi.
The Last of Us?
No, like more like spacey.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely take that.
That'd be yeah.
I just hope it's not we're trapped in a space station.
Why not, dude? That's what everybody else is doing.
It must be an easy building
It's
block.
either you're trapped in a space station, or here's 1,000 planets to explore, and nothing in between.
Yeah.
I guess Halo did the in between. Here's a little bit of a ring to explore.
Just a small pocket.
Just a small
I
part.
played that game for like 2 hours.
I did want to mention before we, forget. I did enjoy the Alien cinematic teaser trailer. I love that franchise.
Did you play Fireteam Elite?
No, I didn't.
Did you play Exhalation?
Nope.
Is it like those, or
Are
is
you
it
gonna play this?
Probably not. But I just wanted to say I enjoyed the cinematic, and
because I think this one's a top down.
yeah,
I was super into it until I saw that, and I was like, no.
yeah, I'm interested to see more gameplay.
Yeah.
But I did like the
Twin stick shooter type top down?
Something like that.
yeah.
I don't know.
Ew.
It could be great, but it's usually not a
Not
one
a
I
loot
No.
gravitate towards. So.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to say this. I don't know if I'll play it, but did you watch the Witchfire stuff?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's
yeah.
Destiny, but like
Yeah.
supernatural witchcraft,
Yeah.
demon-looking stuff.
I got super Destiny vibes from it.
It looks exactly like
Yeah.
it. Even like the way they throw out the grenades, like exactly like a warlock. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Could be
be
a
cool.
sleeper.
Is this the new Destiny killer?
Every looter that comes out has that.
It's gonna be Arc Raiders.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and I have a couple others I want to dive into, but
All right, go for it.
There was the Persona announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
is
did
huge.
not see this one coming.
This is huge for Xbox to get
Yeah.
into that market. They've needed to get into the Japanese market. So huge get for them. All coming to Game Pass as well.
Yep.
That's a huge deal. I have Persona on PlayStation. I've not played it because it was free with having PlayStation Plus, but I'm sure there's some Xbox fans somewhere just going insane. So
Finally!
so good for them. The Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels DLC. This looks freaking sick. I will absolutely be diving into this. I cannot wait. I have the whatever edition of the game because I got it to play early.
Yep.
And I am super juiced for this. My childhood coming to life is just awesome. And then I have 2 more games I want to talk about. Both of them of the somewhat large variety. One is Diablo 4. I think Diablo 4 is finally entering the space it helped create. Did you watch this?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch it, Luke? It's entering that like looter shooter space officially now, like open world, like world events, things like that.
Yeah.
So good for them. Rod Ferguson is who directed this. He did Gears 4 and 5.
Ferguson's I think he's a good guy to have.
He's a good game director,
leading the charge.
He's also really good at iterating on established things.
Yeah.
Because he did it with Gears 5, making like several open world segments of the game, which was something unheard of for Gears. And now he's iterating on Diablo.
Yeah.
And I thought the thing that was really kind of almost staggering to me was just that like Diablo 4 1 is coming out in the next 12 months.
Right.
I was like, oh, that feels like it's kind of out of left field. And then the camera is like it's usually at this like the isometric camera, but it moves in this one. And I was like, oh, that's gonna upset some old head Diablo fans. But I think it's interesting. It looks pretty too. And then last thing that they did for their show that I think is just absolutely incredible, and I would advise more studios to do this. When you're going to talk about portions of your game, don't just have your community manager or your director talk about it. Have the people who actually worked on it talk about it. I thought that was really cool that they talked about 3 separate kind of parts of the game, and they had the developers who worked on those parts talk about them. And I was like, we need more of that. That needs to be more common because they can speak to things that a director is not going to know.
Yeah.
A community manager is not going to know.
Sorry, that was my phone case.
You're burning out.
Yeet.
So that was cool. I really like that. And then my last one is the big one. So
I've got 3 more quick things, I think. The first one being Riot Games and Xbox signed a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Everything Riot is coming to Game Pass
for PC.
For PC and mobile.
Yep.
Which is nuts. All the characters are unlocked.
Yeah. You get XP boosters to level up your account.
I wonder if people who've like been playing that for so long are just going to be really mad.
I think the diehards won't be. I think it's going to be the people who
because they'll just wreck them anyways.
Well, that and they'll already have everybody.
Yeah.
So the people who've like just recently started playing like the last year and a half or 2, those are the people that are going to live it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is insane. Like I don't think people who don't play PC games realize how big of a deal that is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. The next one, Overwatch 2.
Oh, sorry. Before we move to that,
yes.
The other thing with Riot Games is absolutely into media as well. Microsoft getting a deal done with them is intriguing in that regard.
Arcane Season 2 when?
Yeah. Well, that may be what keeps it alive. Because Netflix wants to cancel all their animated
freaking
crap.
Netflix. Overwatch 2 is free.
Yeah, multiplayer.
Free to play.
I might actually play it.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
And it comes out October also. Or maybe that was the beta. I don't really remember.
I assume it'll always be in beta if it's free.
Yeah, probably.
But no, like this one, I felt like Overwatch 2 kind of just was announced and then went away for a while and nobody really talked about it. And then it's like, yeah, it's coming in October. It's like, what?
Well, they had to go through a lot of controversy.
That's true.
And then the last thing I have before the big one is Hideo Kojima is making a game with Xbox.
Game. That's not sure.
Okay.
I ever thought I'd
can't
see
wait
that
to play it in like 4 or 5 years, maybe.
Yeah, they didn't even like reveal much about it.
It was just
other than the technology.
We're making
aspect.
a game. It's the game I've always wanted to make, and now I can finally make it in Xbox And Microsoft are making it possible.
Apparently, he tried to get Stadia to back it originally, and then Stadia started to fall apart, and they're like, "Yeah, we're just not interested." And he's like, "Good." So he went to Microsoft.
I could actually get somewhere there's a player base.
So they went to Microsoft, to use the cloud tech.
Yeah.
Because that's what he wants to use in it for some reason. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to understand what he's going for. But speaking of the cloud tech, and this is my last thing before we jump into the elephant in the room. Samsung televisions that have come out in the year 2022. If you have purchased those, you now have Xbox cloud streaming built into it. It has if you have Game Pass, you can stream games to it.
You don't get the ability to do it for free.
No, you have to buy Game Pass.
But if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you'll be able to use
do
that
it through your TV. You just Bluetooth.
Don't
your
even need
controller.
a console anymore.
Right. Just wait till that dongle or little station comes out for Xbox to put it on any other TV.
Oh yeah.
Dongle.
Like a Fire Stick, something like that. This is cool. I've heard really positive things coming out of the Game Fest Summer of Play or whatever, where people got to go hands on with it.
Yeah.
I know Paris Lilly over on the Kinda Funny Xcast used it. Talked about playing Halo multiplayer and campaign. He said there was like little to zero latency at all. He said if you hadn't told me I was playing on this, I'd have thought I was playing on a console. That is in a controlled environment too. Yep. So who knows what it's like in your home network.
Oh, my old Wi-Fi out in Park City would have been like...
But
I would have jumped and then a little bit later, 5 seconds later, woo. That's what I got now.
But yeah, no, it was cool to hear that that's actually a reality.
Yep.
Xbox has really been about getting games into as many people's hands as possible, and I think this is just doubling down on that.
Yep.
So super cool. And then I think we're good to talk about the biggin of the week. I think.
Space, the final frontier. Star Trek, the game. Not really at all, but no.
Yeah, Starfield. We finally got to look at
a
it.
lot of information. Yeah,
we got to see it.
Gameplay.
And look at it.
And I loved it.
Yeah, your immediate impression was loved it.
Oh yeah.
My immediate impression was, oh man, Red Dead Redemption 2 might be in trouble for my favorite game ever. I think this showed extremely well.
Absolutely.
You're putting your expectations really high.
And I'm perfectly okay with it.
You're gonna have to say, "What if it sucks?" every day.
Every time before I log on. No, you know what I need to do is just go play Red Dead 2, so I can just be like, oh, okay.
Man, what a good game.
So good.
Yeah, this is one of those where after hearing some of the internal stories about crunch and where the game has been and how it's been rethought and a little bit of studio turmoil. On one hand, it's like, no, I won't even say that. I'm glad it showed well. I'm glad it looks as good as it does. Those developers absolutely deserve for their hard work to be rewarded and shown and recognized. Yeah. I think the industry is coming to grips that like just because you get away with like having that kind of work-life balance issue and that kind of crunch, like the game looks good, it's getting positive. It doesn't mean that you can keep doing that. Mm-hmm. And I think Xbox, especially being now over Bethesda, is going to help that in the future. But yeah, no, this looks great. I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think to talk on that whole crunch thing, I think that's part of why we saw this delay.
Yeah.
I think, Phil Spencer was clearly upset about it, but I think he knew it was necessary.
And it seems like it'll be worth it.
Yeah. I'm willing to wait for a game like this to come out. I think if they delay it again, I'd be okay with it.
Don't cyberpunk it. Yep. Get it done. Make sure it's done right.
Yep.
Obviously.
Is this coming out on old consoles?
It's still a Bethesda game. I expect it to have some bugs.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of the.
We're talking Jurassic World Dominion bugs.
It's a feature, not a.
Yeah, it's part of the like.
Part of the Bethesda lifestyle.
Yeah, you know how they put blurbs on the game case? Bugs will be one of them. Yeah, no, I think I thought it showed extremely well. I think you can see the new engine they're building this game in. I think it's one of the prettier Bethesda games if you don't look at the trees on New Atlantis. I think it looks phenomenal. They talked a lot about kind of just the scope of this game. It's the biggest game they've ever made.
It's so big.
Yeah, the campaign is, I think they said 30 to 40 hours or something.
They said it's their longest one, right?
Yeah, it's the longest like main story they've ever done, but obviously there's going to be thousands of hours of gameplay out there.
I need to remember to keep focused on the campaign.
Yeah, I think there's going to be, some focus on beating the main campaign as well as going out and seeing all the other factions and doing all of that stuff.
Going to a random planet and seeing what you can find.
Yeah, right. I'm sure there's going to be tons of fun little Easter eggs. But speaking of the planets, they mentioned there's 10 solar systems in this game. There's 1,000 planets that you can explore.
That is crazy.
Some of them are handcrafted. Some of them, it sounds like, are procedurally generated.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I'm assuming procedurally generated planets will make up the bulk of this.
Oh yeah.
And there'll be more for like resource mining, and maybe you have to get lucky and hit this right planet to get this special upgrade or something.
All those side missions send you to these little ones.
Some fetch quests and things like that. I'm sure there'll be some creatures on them that you have to fight and things like that. But no, I mean, the scale of this game is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I love about when Bethesda shows a game is just the way Todd Howard kind of presents games.
Yeah.
He's really good at like framing conversation because he's like, yeah, and we have this solar system here. He's like, but not only that, looks at the camera, gives it a little wink. He's like, you have all of these planets. And I'm like, dude, this guy could sell me chewed up bubble gum, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, it sounds great.
Absolutely. Through and through.
Yeah, he's really good at it. But the coolest thing to me is building your own spaceship.
Yeah.
Spaceship so cool.
In general. Was not expecting that I'd be able to fly and shoot.
Yeah, we had kind of talked about that a while back, and we were like, yeah, I just can't see them doing it. And then, of course, they do it.
I was expecting, like, a Destiny ship.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you just make it. And
like, you can have a cool ship, and it flies around. It's great. Hey, look at this ship I found. Maybe it boosts a weird stat, like your charisma or something. I don't know.
Right, like the RPG thing.
Yeah.
Everything like that does.
But no, it's like, no, you can take this little hatch and move it up or down, or remove it and put this one here instead, and fly in an asteroid field and shoot at pirates.
Yeah. Dude,
not expecting that at all.
And the craziest thing is you can customize this spaceship and then like go in it and hire crew, and it's like actually like a level. Like you can just be in there. I was like, dude, this is wild. I've heard a lot of people ask if you can build your spaceship vertically instead of horizontal.
Oh.
To make it like a
dude, I want to make
cube or a Jenga set flying through space.
I want to try and make like a Death Star. Just an orb.
Somebody said they want to make the ship from the Expanse that's vertical. I don't know what they're talking about.
From the Expanse, the vertical one?
Yeah.
The Mormon ship?
All I know is that
vertical shippo.
Watching this really got me excited, and I've been I didn't mention it earlier, but I've been playing a lot more No Man's Sky this last week because of this. And
there's some similarities.
I love No Man's Sky, but like the amount of detail and craft that it's going to go into this story, I think, is what is on that next level.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, No Man's Sky is 5 years old now, and it's made by a team of like 10 people, and like it was kind of the first big procedurally generated thing, and it's exciting to see Bethesda taking those ideas, iterating on them in their way, the way they do things, and allowing, there's still something, like, I don't think No Man's Sky lets you do the kind of ship customization that they're talking about here. That you don't really have combat on the ground. You have spaceship combat, space combat, but not combat like you are gonna see here.
Like
so.
FPS.
Yeah.
And
you have a blaster in No Man's Sky, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not nearly.
It's not like this.
And kind of speaking on Bethesda's combat, their combat has always been pretty jank.
Yeah, this looks better than anything that I've seen from them before.
Especially like in Skyrim, something you always have to remember is every time you hit your attack button, you're rolling a D20.
Yeah.
That's why you get like random crits a lot. It's a little different in Fallout, but you have the VATS.
Yeah, because the aiming feels like crap in that game.
Yes, and I think this one looks much improved.
Yeah, and
with its ADS and even movement.
Yep. And I think it looks unfinished even in this. Like it looks a little like the muzzle effects and stuff look just a little off.
There's also no reticle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
on the HUD.
Well, just sound to muzzle is a little weird. But yeah, no, like you kind of see a much improved system in their gunplay, which I'm really excited to see kind of how it all works.
Yep.
Was there something in the kind of combat that you saw that you made you go, yeah, I don't know?
Just like right now I'm watching him do all this firing from the hip.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of that.
There's no reticle, so it's hard to know where he's trying to aim.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was weird that there was a lot of hip firing too. That stood out to me.
Like, I don't know. I mean, he does aim down sight with this gun. I do love this little super jump he does.
The jetpack?
Dude, that looks sweet.
One of the coolest details they revealed after this was that multiple planets will have different gravity fields and stuff.
So you might go flying, or you might just stay on the ground.
Like I was like, dude, that's gonna be so hard to adjust to if you spend a lot of time on one planet and then you go to another one. It's totally different. I also wanted to talk a little bit about like the character creation in this. I thought it looked pretty in depth, and I thought there were some really cool like perks.
Introvert is a perk.
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to pick that?
I think with introvert too, you start with like debt.
Debt?
Yeah, one of them like you start with debt.
Oh, I don't want to start with no money.
Oh no, these are your traits. Yeah, so introvert.
It's crazy the amount of
their customization's gotten better every time.
Customization that I mean, just games in general have, but like the fact that you can build a game around different personalities and things like that, and it's not just affecting stats; it's affecting how people see you. That's been getting more and more popular as studios build bigger RPG systems. But yeah, it looks. I tend to just kind of autopilot through character creation because I can get overwhelmed.
Oh my gosh!
But
I will spend a lot of time.
See,
that'll probably be
play it.
That'll be my first like 5 hours of playing. I'll go all the way through it, and then I'll go. No.
Yeah,
I should probably start over, make sure everything's right.
So
with Cyberpunk, it took me like 3 hours to create.
Oh, it didn't take me that long. It takes me like 20 minutes.
Because like with these games that are so long, you're stuck with it. And I gotta get it.
Gotta get it right.
I don't have to get it right. I have to get it perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
So this one, there's a trait. You get 3 traits when you build your character. If you get introvert, you have more endurance when you travel alone. And by alone, it just means with human companions. This second trait is called starter home. So you own a small house on a peaceful little moon, but it comes with a $50,000 or 50,000 credit mortgage with Gal Bank. You can start with debt.
What?
So it's got like some Animal Crossing kind of elements to it, like you have to pay back debt. There's one where if you have you can have parents, and like in Pokemon, you can send 10% of your income to your mom in that game, and she'll just like save the money for you and buy you things that you need throughout the game. It's kind of cool.
That is cool.
What the heck?
Yeah, Pokemon has that system, and this is gonna have that as well. Yeah, the character creation looked amazing. The skill trees look great. There's challenges on all of your weapons.
Dude, even the build your base thing looks so much better.
Yeah. So the outposts that you can build. So This is the first game I've ever joined a Discord for. I joined the Starfield Discord after this showed, and a lot of people have been kind of arguing about the outposts and like, can you build 30 outposts or can you build 30 per planet? 30 outposts per planet would be insane.
That would be crazy.
But yeah, it looks much better. I think all of the crafting type stuff looks good.
I felt like the outposts in Fallout 4 were like almost there.
Yeah, it was like it was missing something.
I had to pay a little too much attention to it. And eventually I stopped and everybody died.
Well, I think part of it too is like being invested in the game.
Yeah.
I think this is more a game.
That is another thing.
In.
Fallout 4, I kind of struggled with. Fallout is not really my
your cup of tea.
I'm more of the Elder Scrolls
person. Was there anything else about Starfield you guys want to talk about before I start asking questions?
No, ask away.
So there's obviously multiple factions in this game, right? Which factions do you guys want to start with, or which one do you plan on doing first? Like Crimson Fleet, Peacekeepers.
I'll probably do whichever one is the honorable route first. I usually play a good person on my first playthrough.
Yeah, same.
So I think you can be good in all of them. I think is what they said.
Oh, so like I could redeem the pirates?
Yeah. Or not redeem them, or you can work with them long enough to realize they're not good and then turn on them. Like an option. I'm going to do the Freestar Collective.
Is that like the bounty hunters?
That's the space western stuff. That's where I want to start. I think that sounds freaking awesome. And they're like dealing with like creatures outside of their fences and walls and stuff, and like that sounds so
sounds like the companions.
I'm all about
Fighters Guild.
Yeah.
I'm all about fighting weird alien creatures. So.
Explorers.
Yeah. I want the one that gives me the best weapon first.
Yeah, there's some that give you like starter weapons that you join, like better starter weapons.
I'm curious how that will work too, because like in Skyrim, it's like two-handed, one-handed, blocking, illusion, all like 5-10 different kinds of magic.
Using, yeah.
Like, what are the different trees that you'll build in? Like, is it long-range weapons or short-range weapons?
My guess
grenades.
Is, so it looks like
probably hacking.
Oh, there's a new lockpicking system too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, there's always a new lockpicking system with every new Bethesda game.
So it looks there's combat, science, medical, but like, so what they're doing is like when you get into a gun, kill 250 enemies with a ballistic weapon. So like there's challenges within your
in the trees.
Yeah. That will level it up. So it's kind of a new system.
It's a tree within a tree.
It's physical, social, combat, science, and tech. So physical, I'm assuming, is like health and stamina and endurance or whatever. Stamina, endurance, same thing. Social's like charisma, all that stuff. Bartering, what it's called in Skyrim or something like that. Combat, obviously. Science is probably like the research and like material gathering, and then tech is probably where lockpicking and all that comes in. But no, I think it looks freaking awesome.
I'm really curious to see all the different weapons and like what they do.
I wonder if they'll do like weapon rarity.
I imagine it'll be. Did Fallout have rarity?
I don't think so, no. But I think they had named items.
I bet it'll be named items.
Like there will be some special guns.
Like in how Skyrim had iron, steel, Daedric, and all that. Right. And then you had Ysgramor.
Daedric armor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ebony. I like the ebony armor. But yeah, I would say named things. Like here's your cricket pistol.
No. Last thing I'll say about Starfield, one of the prettiest logos, super simple, super nice looking.
Yeah.
And then the music suite that has come out on Spotify, as well as what they showed in this little 15-minute preview.
I cannot wait.
The music is
to the
so
soundtrack.
Good.
Yeah.
So good.
Is it the same guy who did Skyrim?
I'm not sure. I'm sure the composer is, but yeah, Starfield is easily my most anticipated game of 2023 right now.
Join consolation at starfieldgame.com.
I am dying to get
one
my
ticket
hands
to
on this.
Starfield, please.
Yeah. Hype train has left the station for me.
For sure.
I'm all in.
It's looking dope, guys.
Yep.
Loving it.
So, anything else about Starfield?
Was there any fan box?
No fan box question this week.
a little bit more. A little bit more.
Oh,
So
hurry up.
what upset you that was missing from Summer Game Fest? I have 3 things written down. One of them
I don't know if I was upset about anything that wasn't there.
One I wrote for
I'm
Luke.
I'm disappointed, but not surprised that there wasn't any Halo stuff.
So those are 2 of mine, Halo and Hellblade. I was really shocked Hellblade. Well, I shouldn't say really shocked, but I was surprised Hellblade didn't have anything to show.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that it's more than a year out.
Yeah.
Especially with how early they showed it. That was kind of shocking.
I'm wondering if that game got more ambitious. I mean, you usually go bigger for sequels, and I'm wondering if they just bit off more than they could chew, and you just need a little more time. And if that's the case, that's fine, because the first one is phenomenal, and I want them to get the second one right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with as much as they've talked about and they've showed. I mean, they haven't shown a lot, but they showed things early. They had that developer thing last year.
Game Awards.
So yeah, it was kind of a surprise to hear that. Oh, it's more than 12 months away. I bet it's a late 23 though.
Yeah.
I think the other one for me was, and I mentioned it earlier, Arc Raiders.
Yeah.
Maybe at one of the events they had this weekend, I thought there would be something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
but
pumped
nothing.
for that.
We just got that one trailer at the Game Awards.
Yep.
I'm really curious about everything with that. The Destiny Killer.
Right.
It's starting to feel like
they're all Destiny killers.
It's starting to feel like the Game Awards will be where we get all the CG announcement trailers, and Summer Game Fest will be where we get gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I had was Gears.
Yeah, I was leaving
didn't
that
think
one for you.
I didn't think that it would be coming out in the next 12 months. So once that was revealed, I was like, oh, Gears won't be here. But, I thought there would be like and by the way, we're also doing this.
Right.
And it would be a Gears announcement. But they didn't do that. Their by the way thing was way cooler. And that was the Stalker 2 dev diary for the studio in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was incredible. So that's all I got on Game Awards.
Okay, now finally we can move on, Tyler. Are you sure? There's
do
not
you just hate
one...
games? Is that where you're at? Sorry, I know it was a lot of single player in this one, but
yeah,
I'm not playing Starfield.
You probably won't play it.
You'll create your character and then be like, oh, it's too much single playerness going on.
I can't invite Tyler to join me on this adventure. Nah, I'm out.
I wouldn't join you anyway. That'd make you play it solo.
Wow.
Maybe you should play Fallout 76. It seems more up your alley, right?
It's on Game Pass.
It is.
It's good now.
Maybe.
It's not bad.
Over in the chat, real quick, Game Lord Master says, are you guys getting the popcorn bucket for Thor Love and Thunder?
No, we don't get them here.
I wouldn't get them anyways.
I got the popcorn bucket for Jurassic World.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think they had those here. I thought they were like just AMC.
No, they have them. Regal has them.
Oh. I never knew that. No, but I wouldn't get it. It's too expensive.
I probably won't get it because I just got the Jurassic Park one, and well, the thing is, you can take those back and like get them. I mean, you
can refill them.
You can refill them. You don't have to get the cardboard one that you're gonna throw away. Paper.
I don't like popcorn enough to buy that.
We love our popcorn. Oh, apparently it's a hammer.
Yeah, have you not seen this?
I haven't seen it. No.
It's pretty rad.
Do I have to wait? How does that work? And
the hammer handle's like a straw. You suck the popcorn through it.
You just made me do that, Luke. How dare you? Visual gags for the win.
That's this.
Oh, okay, that is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. The only thing that would be cooler is if the lid was a little bigger and your soda went in there, so then the handle could be a straw. You could slurp up the soda and have the popcorn all in one.
Don't say slurp up. Oh, Brett.
Slurp it up.
Oh.
I bet that was a lovely noise if people are just listening. I don't think I'd ever get one of those popcorn buckets. I don't know what would convince me.
I see it. Yeah, I saw it on your computer, Tyler.
Well, Lepke sent me the picture.
Thank you, Nick, for sending Tyler the picture so that I could have a better view of it. So, no, I typically don't get the big popcorn things.
Maybe if it was like a Voltron head.
we were at the when we went to go see Jurassic World. Stephanie was like, "Oh, we should get that," and I was like, "Okay."
What if you say honey? Sure, if you want to.
Sure. Whatever.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
You get a little. I think you get a little more popcorn than if you were to get a large, a large bucket. So.
Dude, I can barely make it through a small.
We always have extra. We bring it back and we bag it up and eat it over the next.
I like to
couple
get
days.
down to the bottom, and then I'm like, oh, I've got gas.
And I got another 2 hours in this
When
movie
Claire and I
before-
went to go see Lightyear, we got a small to share, and it was the perfect amount for both of us. So,
Nice.
Popcorn better in the movie?
it was good pop. We went to the 11 o'clock showing, so it was like fresh.
Mm.
It was the first
It
popcorn
wasn't like the
of the
styrofoam
day.
peanuts that you get later in the evening.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think we have any Fanbox questions this week. We somehow made this go an hour 45. I guess there was a lot of gaming news. Tyler, thank you for leading us through that because I didn't
Kermit!
have hardly any notes. So, hats
You're
off
welcome.
to you.
No, hats on.
I did have a lot written down, but I'm glad you did it.
Thanks everyone for joining us in the chat. If you listen to this show or watch it on YouTube, you can always join us. Monday nights we record live on Twitch, 8 p.m. Central Time. But of course, we love that you guys watch or listen any way you do, and we love the feedback and the comments. So send us Fanbox questions over at Twitter. And I think here pretty soon, man, I don't know, we don't have a movie to review next week because we'll have something special to talk about. Hopefully, I'm not.
Maybe
asleep.
next week will just be a brief news week.
But we've got some big movies coming up here in July, so be excited. Some good reviews coming soon. But
West Virginia football sucks.
Great callback.
thank you, Luke. We'll see you
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.